people. How many of them are functioning at a high level together, communicating, going through an entire show, rocking with each other for 4 hours, and starting that whole ride at 4 a.m. in the morning and aren't fighting? Like, as a married couple, to get to this point at 6 a.m., prepare to do 4 hours of radio today and tomorrow, but getting our heads to work together and communicate, starting at 4 a.m., not a lot of married couples out there doing that. And I know some have infants and children, they call them, and are raising those children, but they're not doing it together that early in the morning. Not together. It's usually one off to the side. So pat ourselves on the back no matter how this goes. Okay. We've gotten off to a pretty good start because this is a new wrinkle to a marriage, working this early.
I'll give it to you. I don't normally talk to you ever this early in the morning unless I'm scolding you for slamming the toilet seat down and it wakes and shakes the whole house. Besides that, I
getting older. I go to the restroom a lot.
I don't think we ever communicate this early in the morning. So happy to be chatting with you. You actually spoke to me on the ride in. I was very impressed with you.
Yes.
So we will be filling in for Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin for the next 2 days. Normally, we are on the weekends. We host game day. We cover the NFL mostly on the weekend. So we're happy to be with you guys on a weekday. There's been a lot of things going on in the NFL over the last 24 hours. It's Thanksgiving Day. What is the order of things? It normally goes family, food, football, right?
100%.
Is the order things going. It's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Well, things kind of got tipped upside down yesterday when we found out Steelers and Ravens, which were supposed to be the game of today, the premier game, is now going to be postponed until Sunday. At least as of now, that's the situation because of positive COVID-19 tests. Now, this is nothing new. There has been scheduling gymnastics in every single sport virtually besides the NBA and the NHL because of COVID-related issues. However, it is Thanksgiving Day. As I said, we say family, we say food, we say football. And this was supposed to be the premier game. And so there's a little bit of hurt feelings from especially the Steelers side, because now this is the second time their game has been postponed due to COVID issues that weren't their own. Happened with the Titans, and now it's happening with the Ravens because the Ravens have the positive test. There's been a few tweets come out from the Steelers side, frustration bubbling over. They don't even know if they're going to play this game on Sunday at this point because the Ravens are still testing positive. However, the NFL has said that they're going to play it Sunday, so we're going to proceed as such. The frustration, I'm not really here for it.
Like, you don't have any patience. You don't have any tolerance for it.
I'm not here for it. Like, I get things kind of suck right now, like for everyone. I get schedules are being changed constantly. I didn't even know I was going to be sitting in this chair 5 days ago. Okay. Like, that's just the way things go in 2020. I don't want to hear complaining.
Yeah. And I'm with you. I think this is how guys in this era with social media communicate. They go right to their social media and they explain how they feel. And, Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, Eric Ebron, these guys are letting it know that they're frustrated. They're frustrated because it's an immense platform. It's a big stage. You grow up playing the sport, excited for these kind of opportunities to be playing on Thanksgiving and to show what you got. And, oh, by the way, you're 10-0. So, and, oh, by the way, you've been snake bitten by COVID twice. It happened with the Titans and how they handled COVID.
And they were a little reckless as well.
Their recklessness put the Steelers in that position to immediately enter a bye week so early on. And now it's the Ravens' recklessness with somebody as part of their strength and conditioning staff that's out there carrying on recklessly. So the fact it's happened twice to them, that's where the issue comes from. But at the end of the day, everybody has to be flexible and fluid in 2020. So like you feel, I think a lot of people feel that way.
So just to clarify, the Ravens disciplined a strength and conditioning coach for not reporting symptoms and not consistently wearing a mask or the tracking device that a lot of these NFL staffers or players or whatever wear to help with contact tracing. This is all according to reports. So this is what they believe contributed to this outbreak of COVID-19 cases amongst Ravens players, personnel, etc. Okay, so that's two separate issues, right? Like, it's okay to be aggravated, annoyed that someone was reckless with this. That I completely understand, because let me tell you, if I'm walking through a grocery store and someone's reckless, like, you're instantly on my bad list.
Oh, when you stick the finger up and start pointing, I know you mean business. I know what that feeling is like when you go there.
No, you always say it's when I say, what did you just say?
Yeah, when you ask me to repeat myself because I said something a little too brazen. That's usually how that goes. And the other side to this for the Steelers team is I think they feel like there's other teams that have been shorthanded, that have gone out there battling attrition with COVID and have still played football. And you look at a 49ers team that's been riddled with injury. And remember, COVID ravaged their team. And yet the Packers flew out there West Coast, played that football game. Packers ultimately won. And the Niners were shorthanded, even more so with COVID. And people are looking at it and saying, probably on the Steelers side, why aren't the Ravens forced to play in this situation? Circumstance is different because this is still snowballing.
Right.
Contact tracing enabled the 49ers to get a grip on that thing to the point where they could go out there and play football.
Right.
That's not the case here with the Ravens.
Correct. This is more similar to the Titans situation. Ironically, the two teams that affected the Steelers in all this, where they're continuously having positive cases. There were 3 positives yesterday. We'll find out here in a little bit if there were any positives this morning. And according to NFL protocols, you need to have a consistent number of negative tests in order to play a football game. And they're just not having it yet. So it's completely different, yes, than the 49ers and the Packers. But also, I want to stop comparing. Again, like, not the year to do it. This isn't like, oh, he got to play. What are we doing here? But
I just think what you're seeing is the mental fatigue. People hitting the wall with how they deal with COVID and sports mirroring society. I think everybody's entitled to have frustrations mount. And when you're visible athletes like this, they take those frustrations to social media. And so I'll go ahead and answer this for you. I live with you. Have you gotten frustrated to the point where I just want to go see family. I just want to be able to travel. I just want to be able to do these things. You're just not going to Twitter and sharing them on social media. So this is happening everywhere. It's just the era these athletes live in where they're having a natural reaction. I mean, Evan, the producer, Evan does a great job here with the show. Evan, what was your take on the frustration that these Steelers maybe have? Because I thought it was an interesting wrinkle to this.
Yeah, I just thought that they were frustrated because if they were planning to have Thanksgiving dinner on Sunday with their family, even if it's a small gathering, and they find out Wednesday that their game is moved from Thursday to Sunday, that throws a wrinkle. Like, they probably planned this entire weekend on playing Thursday night, having Thanksgiving over the weekend, probably on Sunday with their family, and now they're probably frustration. You guys are married. These guys are going home to their wives and having to say, sorry, honey, you got to go to the grocery store now on Wednesday and cook a meal for 5 people.
And let me
tomorrow.
tell you, the grocery store is a nightmare right now. It's a complete.
Hey, I know.
My wife has America has seen in like months and months.
My wife has sent me twice in the last 2 days.
But like, I haven't seen crowds in months. And then I went to the grocery store. I'm like, oh, this is what it was like to have crowds.
Hold on. You act like I can't attest that. I'm going to the grocery store too. It's
when
not
was
just,
the last time you went to the grocery store?
I went the other week.
The other week.
That's not how I plan to answer that question. I'm usually firing a little bit better at all cylinders to have a better reaction to that one. That was a loss. You could chalk that up on a loss column for me. Look, Evan, I hear you. That's a fair gripe. But I would counter with this. So, Shay, Evan says that this puts a wrinkle in your plans for family, and you have to reshuffle how you're going to approach Thanksgiving. I'd much rather be in that position as a Steeler or Raven. Oh, let's talk about the Steelers because the other one's frustrated. I'd much rather have that frustration than playing in this game where the Ravens don't have a handle on COVID, and it does spread to the Steelers, and they return to their families, and their elderly grandmother or grandfather, someone who's compromised in their family, they come into contact with, and it becomes a fatal situation. Because that's what COVID can be. So at the end of the day, erring on the side of safety is a tough pill that the Steelers are going to have to swallow.
Correct.
Because it's a tough pill that America and the globe are having to swallow. And that's just the reality of the situation.